Exactly 20 years ago today, 4 al-Qaeda-linked suicide bombers struck London, killing 52 innocent people and wounding over 770 others. Then Prime Minister Tony Blair was quick to condemn the attack, while US President George Bush said their ideology would be defeated. He even promised to find those responsible.
We will not yield to the terrorists. We will find them, we will bring them to justice, and at the same time we will spread an ideology of hope and compassion that will overwhelm their ideology of hate.
Well, it seems that 20 years on from the tragedy, the British government have indeed found them. Not in some mountain hideaway at the barrel of a gun, but in the luxurious surroundings of the Damascus Palace, the new home of Abu Muhammad al-Jalani, an ex-Al-Qaeda commander active at the time of the London massacre. Looking back at just how outraged British and world opinion was with these horrific attacks that targeted civilians, it's hard to believe that 2 decades later, the same political system is now literally shaking hands with an ally of those responsible.
The terrorists will not succeed. Today's bombings will not weaken in any way our resolve to uphold the most deeply held principles of our societies and to defeat those who would impose their fanaticism and extremism on all of us.
And the contrast couldn't be clearer between the intentions and the hearts of those of us who care deeply about human rights and human liberty, and those who kill, those who've got such evil in their heart that they will take the lives of innocent folks. This is the war on terror goes on.
As a citizen of a country that only last year experienced the horrors of such terrible attacks, I want to send a message of solidarity with British people. We will never let atrocities or terrorism defeat the values of peace and democracy.
Now, what's also interesting is that the terrorists who carried out the bombings were initially depicted as ordinary British Muslims who'd been brainwashed by extremist Islamist preachers and radicalised by Bush and Blair's war in Iraq. But 2 months after the bombings, Al-Qaeda claimed responsibility, referring to the killings as a battle against British crusaders.
I talk to you today about the holy attack on London, which came as a slap in the face of the arrogant British crusaders. Now you can taste a sip from the glass Muslims have drunk from for centuries.
The official theory that the July 7 bombers were homegrown and acting without outside supervision was now trashed. It became clear that the 7/7 bombers, and particularly their leader, Mohammed Sadiq Khan, had been involved in jihadist movements even prior to 9/11, deliberately cultivating relationships with a range of jihadist groups across the world. Meanwhile, at that very moment, somewhere in the deserts of Iraq, al-Zawahiri's disciple and current Syrian President al-Jalani